You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday, happy Mercury Day, and happy Thanksgiving Eve from Corby here. Have to mention today's notable birthdays too, because it's Miley Cyrus's birthday. And if you know me, you know, well, if you know us, me and my partner, we love Miley Cyrus. Total Sagittarius vibes. She's the best. Everybody has their own opinion about her, but we love her. Anyone else popping out? Why can't I think of her name? Snooki. It's also Snooki's birthday. So that's the energy we're working with. Miley Cyrus and Snooki today. Definitely Sagittarius vibes. I am curious, how is everybody feeling so far today? We are just about an hour away, less than an hour away from the new moon in Sagittarius, and we're ready for it. We could definitely use this new moon. So actually in our forecast today, I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to talk about the final connections the Scorpio moon made. We'll talk about this new moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter stationing direct. And then I'll tell you what all of this means for you based on your rising sign. So get comfortable and get ready for some good news. We could definitely use it after eclipse season, but there's a lot of positivity in the forecast. Corby says she's feeling pretty good, taking things easy, hopefully feeling a bit of a slowdown, at least if you live here in the United States. Maybe you get the day off of work early today, or you know, just getting ready for some low-key time with family with Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah, love that Miley is a Sagittarius. She is absolutely a Sagittarius. She has a Scorpio moon and a Taurus rising as well. Don't ask me why I know that. We love Miley, I told you. Rachel says she's feeling good, optimistic, and ready to get stuff done. Feeling that Sagittarius energy. So we currently have both the sun and moon in Sagittarius. The moon moved into Sagittarius at about 9 o'clock this morning, Pacific time, really starting to feel those new moon vibes. But before the moon made it to Sagittarius, it did make a couple connections today. So overnight, 3 a.m., the moon and Lilith connected. Minor connection. It was a trine, a nice flowing connection. So there were a few transits that might have brought up some residual darkness. That final purge under the dark moon, the moon harmonizing with Lilith, feels like a reclamation of our power in a lot of ways, but it could have brought up some repressed emotions as well. Because remember, Lilith represents the parts of us who've been shut down or repressed or ignored that want to rise up, and it might bring out our inner bitch a little bit. So you might have felt that first thing this morning, because on top of that, the moon formed a sextile to Pluto. The Scorpio moon forming this supportive connection to Pluto, again, feels like this final purging energy, this final releasing energy that we woke up to. So maybe you already got the purging done, maybe you already released everything, but there is a possibility some of us felt a little more of that releasing energy first thing this morning. The moon forming this supportive connection to Pluto does feel like a little pat on the back of, okay, we're embracing the death and rebirth process. The more we can shed, the more will be reborn, if you will, or the more we can embrace the rebirth. So it was a supportive connection to Pluto. But again, anytime we have Scorpio energy, anytime we have Pluto energy, it does feel like that purging, that shedding, that release, especially under a dark moon. And the final connection the Scorpio moon made before the moon moved into Sagittarius was right around 9 a.m. and it was a trine to Jupiter. So this is actually something we will still be feeling around the new moon. And you can see on our chart here, the moon is now in Sagittarius, but it's even still forming that trine to Jupiter. Okay, so the moon trine Jupiter is optimism, it's good fortune, it's faith, it's indulgence, it's trusting that everything is going to work out. And the Scorpio moon harmonizing with Jupiter was like that preview of the Sagittarius energy that's really kicking in now. So it was kind of that transition from shedding to optimism about what the future will hold. And even with the moon in Sagittarius, it will still be just 3 degrees away from that trine to Jupiter. And most modern astrologers would say that this trine is playing a factor in the new moon. I'm like getting distracted because the leaf blower is about to come right by my window, you guys. So hopefully it's not too distracting for you too. I might have to get a little closer to the mic. Just would be happening right when I decided to go live. So anyway, as I was saying before I got distracted, let me know if you can hear it, you guys. The moon harmonizing with Jupiter, this is going to play a factor in the new moon, especially because we're talking so much about Jupiter today. So keep that in mind and know that we're really starting to feel that optimism, that good fortune. And as Alyssa, the Gold Country Witch, says on Instagram, the more you shed, the more room you make for blessings. So we're stepping into those blessings. We're stepping into the optimism now. And oh, good. Katie says, I never hear the leaf blower. Thank you, Jupiter. But, if you felt like the past season was really intense, there was a lot of release, there was a lot of letting go, not even just under the dark moon in Scorpio, but with all of Scorpio season, expect big blessings because, like Alyssa said, you've made a lot of room for them and all of that release. Yeah, the end of Scorpio season packed a punch. Oh my, says Katie. The purging left with a bang yesterday, feeling positive today, feeling that Jupiter energy. Rachel says, really love this. Had a tense situation pop up with a friend. We finally talked about it and made amends. Thankful for that support from the stars. Yeah, nice that eclipse season is done. Feeling like good energy. Okay, so we talked about the Scorpio moon. We got it over with. The moon is now in Sagittarius. And I think I gave you the wrong time earlier. The moon actually moved into Sagittarius around noon. So this new moon, let's dive into it. We're going to feel it. We're really starting to feel it now. And the new moon in Sagittarius, remember, we just came out of eclipse season. Many modern astrologers say that it's not a great idea to manifest during eclipses. The luminaries, the sun and the moon that we charge our crystals with, that we work with ritual, are blocked during eclipses. So not the best time. Freedom of choice, always. So manifest whenever you want to. You're always manifesting in my mind. The words you speak, the actions you take are always manifesting. But if you are someone who likes to do ritual with the moons, it's back, baby. The new moon in Sagittarius is the time to manifest. It's all about belief. Abundance with this new moon. Say it with me, abundance. We are ready to receive. This is the first new moon after eclipse season. So it's really this powerful opportunity. And not only is it the first new moon after eclipse season, but it's a new moon in Sagittarius, the sign of optimism, the sign of faith, the sign of good fortune, expansion, growth. Really these themes that we like to work with around manifestation. And if there was a sign associated with manifestation exclusively, I would say it would be Sagittarius. So, This is a powerful day today, and tonight's the night that we can really work with the moon. They say you can work with a new moon or a full moon about 3 days before, 3 days after. Specifically with a new moon, I really like to work with it after because it's marking that new beginning, that fresh energy. So the moon will be in Sagittarius for the next 2 days. You have plenty of time to do your manifestation practices if you so choose. Again, always about freedom of choice, especially with the Sagittarius energy. We love our freedom in Sag season. But the key, I think, to setting our intentions and manifesting under this new moon is belief, is having faith in the universe. And from this place of belief, believing that we're taken care of, trusting in a plan greater than our understanding, saying yes to adventure, saying yes to opportunity, and believing that we'll be taken care of along the way. Our intentions are going to be charged or supercharged, if you will, with that positive energy. And yes, Sagittarius season started yesterday, but it really feels like the true start of Sagittarius season is this new moon, because we were still working with the Scorpio moon yesterday. Now it's like, okay, we've got the moon, we've got the sun, we've got Venus, we've got Mercury, all in Sagittarius, all supporting that energy of expansion. So this is really the beginning of this moon cycle and of this Sagittarius season. And it's a season of adventure. It's a season of growth. It's a season of travel. Many of us will likely be traveling at some point for the holidays. If you are traveling today for the holidays, that's definitely on theme with this new moon in Sagittarius. Opportunities that expand our awareness will be amplified. So if there's an opportunity presented to you and it's like, is this going to help me grow? I encourage you to say yes. This is the season for growth. This is the season to push those edges and be like, okay, we can't grow inside of our current container, inside of our comfort zone, right? So it's all about being spontaneous, dreaming big, and knowing that anything is possible in this next cycle over the next 4 weeks throughout Sagittarius season. Trusting. Wow, you guys have been active in the chat. Venus is going out of combustion. It's going to be lighter. Okay, all right. I feel that. I don't know what combustion is, but I will take it. My Scorpio rising family members have been so intense. My Sagittarius sun has been jazzed on life today and yesterday. Yeah. Once the sun is probably in their first house now and will move into their second house during Sagittarius season. And yeah, I'm sure the energy will start to feel a lot lighter for many of you. Yes. Jillian says so many positive changes and career opportunities with this new moon. I love that for you. I pulled the receiving card yesterday from the Sacred Rebel deck. So you're ready to receive. All you have to do, and really my main takeaway or my main mantra, honestly, for this new moon in Sagittarius for you is all you have to do to receive it is believe it. Believe that it's possible. Believe that you're worthy of it. That's, looking through those rose-colored glasses, looking at the world through an optimist's eyes, and believing that what you're envisioning is possible and that you are worthy of it. And I think you might be surprised by how easily things manifest, how easily things come to you in that place of belief. We've talked a lot about the law of attraction recently, and a big, component or principle in the law of attraction is you've got to believe that what you're trying to attract is possible, and you have to be in the energy of what you want to attract. So if you want to attract love, you got to be in a loving energy. If you want to attract abundance, you have to already be looking around like, wow, look at how abundant I already am. So some things you could do to work with this new moon, other than just being in a good vibe and believing that you're worthy of things. Under a new moon, you might do a gratitude practice before you set your intentions or before your manifestation ritual, whatever that looks like for you, because being in that energy of gratitude, honestly, is a manifestation ritual in itself. And I love also that we have this new moon in Sagittarius right before Thanksgiving, when we're already in that energy of gratitude. We're thinking about what we're thankful for. We're thinking about what we're grateful for, right? And so use that energy you're already in to say, more of this, please. Like, I'm so grateful for this beautiful home I have around me. More of this, please. More opportunities like this. I'm so grateful for these clothes. More of this, please. That's Sag energy. More of this, please. So taking note of what's already going well, taking note of what already feels abundant in your life, saying thank you to friends for showing up for you, and saying like, more friendships like this, please, or if you're not feeling super abundant right now, thinking back to a time where you did feel really abundant and knowing, okay, that was possible for me then. It's obviously possible for me now. And even more so now because I have that experience and I have more knowledge than I did before. One more thing I'll say about Sagittarius energy is that it's very generous. So a great way to tap into the abundance that we're talking about is to be generous, is to give back. In fact, there is this belief or practice that if you're trying to manifest something big, give back to the earth first, give back to Mother Nature first, plant a flower or a seed, or do some sort of ritual with the earth to say thank you to the earth, say thank you to, Mama Gaia for the abundance already around us. And again, that's going to get you into the energy of abundance. So saying thank you, giving back, doing charity work around Thanksgiving or the holidays is a really powerful way to tap into this abundant energy too. Court says, hi everyone, I'm at the gym but could not miss this. Been crying so many beautiful tears this morning. Happy tears are very Sagittarius in my book. It's that abundance of emotion, right? Like that you just can't hold back because it's so beautiful. So I hope that's what you're feeling. Katie says, I have a sense that the manifestation may be unexpected and perhaps surprising in outcome, but I'm ready to receive abundance, however it looks, all for the highest good. Yes. And another, we talked about more of this, please, like looking around and being like, more of this, please. This is really going well. But also this or better. Like when you're trying to manifest something, saying, okay, this is the vision I have. This is what I'm trying to call in. But this or better helps us stay open to more abundance than we could imagine, or a plan that we don't quite understand, but saying I'm open to this or better is really powerful. Yeah. And Alyssa says, give to your local indigenous nation, a really powerful practice right before Thanksgiving, especially giving back to the local indigenous people wherever you live. There I'm sure are many ways of doing so if you just do a little bit of research, but that's a powerful way to celebrate abundance, the abundance of the land you're actually walking on that those native people tended to for so many years before the land was colonized. So yeah, so much of what you're sharing, Olivia, is just like hitting the soul. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden we zoomed out and I'm like, look at the hill you just climbed. Yeah, exactly. And it's coming back to that archer visualization, right? Like there's a lot of resistance pulling back the quiver, but once you release the arrow, you see how far it can actually go, how much strength you actually had being able to fight that resistance, right? So yeah, it is like this celebration of, okay, we made it through eclipse season, we made it through Scorpio season, we're here, we made it. And a great reminder about generosity, Jillian says, you're here, you made it, you're abundant. So why not share the journey, share the wisdom you learned along the way, share the abundance that you gathered along the way. Sagittarius energy is very much about sharing our good fortune and our abundance, just as much as it is about calling it in. Rachel says, I love this. This past weekend, my partner and I bought a ton of groceries for a food drive that the community was running. Beautiful. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. Planting to the earth. Just bought some new plants a few weeks ago and they are growing fast. Yeah, you're giving an offering to the earth. You're providing nourishment to the earth. It could even just be like watering your house plants before you manifest, giving back to nature in some way. If you don't, if you live in an apartment or something like that, you're still tending to earth in some way, right? A lot of humility and giving gratitude to the earth. Or it could just be going and standing and grounding, and giving your energy to the earth. I'm glad the arrow analogy is working out for you. Yes, our Saturn return. Don't remind me of that. We're talking about Jupiter today. I did notice, though, this is the first moon, new moon, full moon in a long time that's not making any harsh aspects to Saturn or Uranus. So a lot of the moons that we've been working with the past couple months have been really activating our fixed signs: Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. Been very tense. But if you'll notice, this new moon at 1 degree, in fact, I'll just jump ahead here so you can really see what this new moon looks like. This new moon at 1 degree, there are no other planets at that low of a degree. So it's really not interacting with any other planets other than Jupiter very loosely. And if there's a planet you want to be working with under a new moon, it's definitely Jupiter. So, it's not just a Sagittarius energy. It's the fact that the new moon is really in this beautiful position as well. The very beginning of Sagittarius season, starting this cycle and giving us the optimism to look to the future and expect positive things. Yeah, grateful for that. No Saturn and Uranus connections, no harsh lessons, no quick changes that are abrupt and unsettling. It's just like, the universe has got our back. Let's talk about Jupiter, since we're on the subject of Jupiter, and then I'll tell you what the new moon means for each sign. So Jupiter is stationing direct. There are no coincidences, especially when we talk about what's going on with Jupiter today. Jupiter stations direct 5 minutes after the new moon is exact. 5 minutes. That's it. It's all happening at the same time, which is really incredible. In fact, if you look on the chart again here, you'll notice that Jupiter is direct on the chart. So it's the new moon is exact at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time, and Jupiter stations direct at 3:02 p.m. When I say 5 minutes, that's not an exaggeration. It's actually 5 minutes, which is telling me that not only is Jupiter playing a big role in this new moon because of that, not only is Jupiter playing a big role in this new moon because Jupiter is the host of this new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, but also, as I mentioned at the top of this show, the moon is harmonizing with Jupiter as well, loose trine to Jupiter during the new moon. So let's talk about Jupiter stationing direct. It's been a while. It's been a while since Jupiter's been direct. Jupiter stationed retrograde back on the Leo new moon. So about 3 months ago now, right? Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, actually 4 months ago now, that Jupiter stationed retrograde. So Jupiter comes out of this retrograde and it's like resuming forward motion in our expansion. It's resuming growth again. It's resuming good fortune. And to fully understand Jupiter stationing direct, we have to review what was going on with Jupiter's retrograde really quick, because Jupiter stationing direct is just like Jupiter doing what Jupiter is supposed to be doing, right? Jupiter's retrograde could have felt like a contraction rather than growth. It could have felt like a review of all the ways we have been growing and expanding, or even just a pause on that growth. And when I was really feeling into this, that word contraction came up because I saw something a few weeks ago, and I think I mentioned it a few weeks ago as well. Contraction is not the opposite of expansion. Contraction is part of expansion. Think about birth. We've come out of this season of death and rebirth, right? Think about the laboring process. You have contractions, but it's all part of the expansion. We have to have the contractions in order to have the expansion. So Jupiter's retrograde to me felt a lot like contraction, maybe questioning our own abundance, or questioning our good fortune, reviewing all the ways we've been growing, and maybe even making some adjustments to our trajectory for growth. Now we're back in that expansion phase. And yeah, it's right at home. Jupiter is ready to help us grow. And Jupiter is in Pisces, which is this very hopeful energy, adds to the optimism, adds to the faith and trust that everything is working out, and allows us to dream big and believe in magic. Pisces energy is very magical and mystical, and Jupiter in Pisces is amplifying that magic. So this is adding some magic into manifestation as well. You know, if you want to get woo-woo with your manifestation rituals, tonight is the night, or the next couple of days, I should say. Jupiter having this station in this magical sign of Pisces is only adding a layer of magic to our manifestation. All we have to do is trust. And Jupiter reminds us, especially Jupiter in Pisces, reminds us that all we have to do is trust that we're taken care of, trust in the highest possible outcomes, say, this or better, this is what I want to manifest, but I'm also open to a plan better than I can even think of right now, and trust that abundance is going to flow through naturally, especially with this new moon harmonizing with this trine to Jupiter. It allows for that abundance to flow. A trine is a flowing angle. It allows for energy to come through very easily. So all we have to do is trust and believe that we're worthy of abundance, that abundance comes to us easily. And I promise you, it's going to show up in one way or another. So maybe you've learned a lot about how much you've grown. Maybe you've been looking back during Jupiter's retrograde and been like, wow, I have grown a lot, but maybe felt stuck in the continual moving forward in the growth. Now's the time to keep moving forward. Yeah, Rachel says, so much abundant energy, I could just dance with joy. That's a great way to get into the vibe of abundance and manifestation too. Sagittarius energy wants to have fun. I don't know about you, but every Sagittarius I know is the life of the party. They are the party. They're not even the life of the party. They are the party. So be your own party. Have fun under the new moon in Sagittarius. What a better way to raise your vibration and call in abundance and call in good fortune than to be in a high vibration and dance and be joyful or do something that lights you up, whatever that looks like for you. And from that place, yeah, I love how we came back to this like birth analogy, but from that place, beautiful things can be born. So if you're feeling like, I don't know what to do to work with this new moon, it doesn't have to be rocket science. It doesn't have to be this like full on woo-woo ritual. If you want it to be, do it. That's your thing, 100%. But it could just be putting on music that makes you feel really good, dancing around, thinking about how you're abundant, thinking about the things you want to grow, you want to manifest in your life, and letting the universe do the rest of the work. So lots of good vibes, lots of good news to give you today, which I love. Let's get into what this new moon is going to bring for each sign. So this is always the point on the new moon and full moon forecast that I tell you to take a look at your birth chart, because I always forecast using your rising sign. So if you know your rising sign, you're in good shape. If you don't know your rising sign, you can head to thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart or just scan the QR code in the corner, put in your birth information. You need to know the time of birth. That's what shows us your rising time. It literally tells us where the horizon was the moment you were born. And if you're new to this, welcome. Look for the term ASC. That means ascendant, and it's the same thing as rising. So with that little spiel, let's get into it. A quick little horoscope for each sign, starting, of course, with our Sagittarius friends. So if you are a Sagittarius rising, and by the way, if you don't know your rising sign, that doesn't mean you have to, this won't resonate for you. Listen for your sun sign too. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. And whatever message you're hearing is the message that needs to come through. Okay, Sagittarius risings. It's your time to shine, baby. You made it through Scorpio season. You made it through the 12th house transit. It might have been a really intense eclipse season for you if you were a Sagittarius rising, because not only were we all dealing with the eclipses, but you were dealing with them in your 12th house, or activating your 12th house, which is all about endings, release, death, all that not fun stuff usually. Maybe some really powerful healing along the way too. But now is the time to step into the next evolution of yourself. You already have this innate ability to be optimistic, and that's only going to be enhanced under this new moon, because if you're a Sagittarius rising, Jupiter is your ruling planet, and Jupiter has been retrograde for the past 4 months. Jupiter stations direct. You're going to be feeling yourself. If you're a Sag rising, just congratulations. This new moon is going to feel like a great shift for you, and how you can work with it. Envision the next version of yourself. Who are you becoming? Step into that version with confidence. You probably already have some innate confidence if you're a Sag rising. So just be intentional about who am I becoming, and then fully step into that version of yourself, because like I said, it is your time to shine. All right. Let's move backwards. So Scorpio risings are next. If you are a Scorpio rising, it's your time to manifest. Reflect on your values, because this new moon is in your second house, which rules values, physical possessions, income. So definitely take a moment to reflect on your values. What's really important to you? Because from that place of being in alignment with your values, it's easier to call in things that are in alignment with your values, right? Get specific about the things you want to call in. If you're looking for more money, don't just say, I want more money. Like, maybe put a dollar amount on it under this new moon, because the second house is all about the physical. So being really concrete about what you're calling in can help you if you're a Scorpio rising. All you got to do is believe it to receive it. But cash flow, or even if you're trying to manifest something physical, like, I don't know why this just came to mind, but like a new couch, like visualize the new couch, look online for new couches. Black Friday is almost here. You never know. You might find a screaming deal, because this new moon brings good luck to your second house. Or maybe you just get some unexpected cash flow. Wouldn't we all love that? So Scorpio risings, definitely. I mean, we're all benefiting from this new moon in different ways, but for you, manifesting physical things is definitely favored. Libra risings. The Sagittarius new moon is in your third house. So my question to you is, what do you want to learn? The third house is all about communication and learning, taking in information. So pay attention to the information coming into your awareness if you're a Libra rising, because whatever you're learning now, whatever you're receiving right now, will help in your expansion. It's going to be especially expansive for you. So keep an open mind. The third house is all about our mind. Keep an open mind and expect growth. Expect the conversations you're having to be very expansive, to lead to good fortune, for positivity to come out of them. And again, you might not even be surprised, but just really pay attention to the connections you're making, the conversations you're having. There's a lot of gold nuggets that can be pulled from any information entering your awareness right now. All right, my fellow Virgo risings. This new moon is in our fourth house of home and family. Now, this is a point, I normally say this at the beginning, but also pay attention to where 1 degree of Sagittarius is in your chart. This is for my more advanced astrologers out there. But if you have your chart pulled up, pay attention to where 1 degree is, because there is a good chance that you're going to feel what the sign before you is the horoscope for. That didn't make sense. But you might not feel this energy kick in for another couple weeks potentially, or maybe even until tomorrow when the moon moves into that house. So there could be some magic for you. For example, if you are a Virgo rising, you might want to listen to what I just said about Libra risings. Me personally, this new moon is in my third house, although Sagittarius rules my fourth house. So if that was confusing, I'm sorry, but sign up for transit tracking, my month-long course that starts in January, and I promise it will get easier to understand, and you can sign up for that. Just scan the QR code or go to thespiritualjournalist.com/shop. It's discounted through the end of the week. Okay, enough plugging my stuff. Back to Virgo risings. Sagittarius season in general is all about our fourth house. So another aside that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, but these horoscopes not only apply to the new moon, but they're really an indicator of what is going to expand, what there will be awareness around through all of Sagittarius season. So if you're finding this video later and you're like, oh, the new moon passed, this is also kind of a general horoscope for Sagittarius season. Okay, I digress. Back to Virgo risings. The fourth house is, thank you, Court. I was like, what feels very Sagittarius? And I'm like, hot pink, bright, abundant. So thank you. Thanks for noticing. I do try to coordinate my outfits with the energy most days. Okay, I swear I'm going to finish the Virgo rising horoscope. The new moon and Sagittarius season are activating our fourth house of home and family. So you might not even need to leave your house to experience growth this Sagittarius season if you are a Virgo rising. Home and family, there's going to be some sort of expansion in that area of your life. So it might be extended family. It might be that your family is literally growing. You know, maybe babies are being born during Sagittarius season, or you're meeting new family members, or your family is growing in some way. Maybe there's just expansion in the relationships you're having with family members. Or you might be feeling abundance in some way with your physical homes. Maybe you're moving houses, or you are getting new things for your home, sprucing up your home. Home and family experience abundance in some way, shape, or form if you are a Virgo rising. And my question for you, if you're a Virgo rising, is what can you share with the people you consider family? This could be your chosen family. This could be your biological family. This could be your married family, whatever it looks like. Leaning into that sharing, that generosity, how can you share your abundance with the people you consider family? That's a great way to lean into the Sagittarius energy. Moving on to our Leo risings. This Sagittarius season is all about having fun for you. You should feel totally in your element during Sagittarius season because it's activating your fifth house. This new moon will move into your fifth house, and the fifth house is ruled by Leo. So if you're a Leo rising, this is, like I said, totally your vibe. Don't be afraid to bring the party. If you're a Leo rising, not that you usually are, you're probably pretty magnetic normally, but you really, during this new moon and during all of Sagittarius season, have the ability to enhance the vibe of a room just by stepping into it. Your presence is going to feel fun. It's going to feel like you are the party. So play, be silly, be creative, get people involved. Recognize that you are the abundance. You have this creativity, you have this energy about you, and share that energy with other people. That's a really powerful way to tap into the abundance of Sagittarius season. If you are a Leo rising, get other people to have fun, get other people up dancing or doing some sort of creative project or playing a family board game. You're a natural leader if you're a Leo rising. So just wear that badge with honor and bring the fun wherever you go. All right. And maybe even actually bring a game with you. If you're going to family gatherings for Thanksgiving or for the holidays, that could be a really fun way to tap into your abundance this Sagittarius season. Cancer risings. This new moon is a really powerful opportunity for you to set intentions around your health and wellness. The new moon is moving into your sixth house, and the sixth house is all about your daily routine and your health. So start with maybe a small adjustment. The sixth house is all about the small parts that make up the big picture. So rather than being like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in Sagittarius season, that's not realistic, okay? So maybe it's one small thing that you start with, like I'm going to cut out dairy from my diet this Sagittarius season, or whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to work out for 20 minutes a day, go on a 20-minute walk every day. That small adjustment you make will magnify, will expand, and could be the beginning of a really powerful year for you. Honestly, I see this extending beyond Sagittarius season for you, but setting intentions around your health, around your wellness, giving thanks for your body, for the healthy body you have, what's working well in your body right now is only going to expand that health, that wellness, those good vibes. So yeah, start with that one small thing, one small intention surrounding your health and wellness, and you might be surprised how easy the rest of your health routine, your wellness routine manifests. This is not the time. It's really easy with Sagittarius season in general. It's really easy to like go big and be like, I'm doing it all right now, you know, but that can be really overwhelming. So Cancer rising, start with one thing. You can add on to it as you go. Just start with one thing. And I also, I'm like, do I need to say this? And I think I do. The 6th house also rules pets. So if you're a Cancer rising and you've been thinking about getting a pet, this feels like a really powerful new moon to manifest that. Maybe you want a new dog. I'm partial to dogs, but cats, birds, guinea pigs, whatever is your thing, could be a really powerful time to get a new pet. And sometimes pets can help with our health and wellness, helping us kind of get physical and move, but also just our mental health, right? Like having something to snuggle and cuddle. I would be a very different person if I didn't have my dogs to obsess over every day. So maybe it's a season for you to get a pet if you are a Cancer rising. Moving on to our Gemini risings. This Sagittarius new moon is a powerful time to manifest relationships. So maybe you are wanting to grow or expand a current relationship. Remember, this isn't just about love. This could be about a current business partnership or a friendship or a relationship with a child or a parent. It's all about those one-on-one connections. So if you're looking to meet someone new and you're a Gemini rising, luck is on your side. I know, especially for young people, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is like a really notable moment to go out and like reconnect with people in your hometown. So if that's you, if you're planning on going out the night before Thanksgiving, you might have a lucky connection. It's definitely lucky for love for you, this new moon. But if you're already coupled, if you're already in a relationship, this new moon could just take things to the next level and expand current relationships. Not even just loving ones, any sort of one-on-one partnership. Maybe you are thinking about forming a business partnership. This would be a really powerful time to do that, or for that business partnership to go to the next level. Same goes for love too, of course, but expansion and relationships is definitely in your future, Gemini risings. Okay, Taurus risings. I want to be very mindful about how I give you this horoscope because this new moon's moving into your 8th house. And the 8th house is all about that Scorpio energy that we just walked through. But I still see this being a very abundant time for you. Sagittarius energy is all about higher understanding, faith, awareness. And although this new moon is moving into your 8th house, I see this as a period of deeper awareness for you. Yes, fears might come up for you around this new moon, but there's this underlying level of faith and trust in a plan greater than our understanding. So profound realizations are possible for you around this new moon, Taurus risings. Intense truths could be revealed. Just know that the universe has your back, and whatever is being shown to you right now, whatever darkness you're facing right now, is here to propel you into greater understanding. Instead of fearing the darkness, envision the light that will follow. Stay in that expectation of positivity, and you'll be able to walk through any darkness, any fears, any doubts that pop up. There could be something that comes up for you around energetic contracts as well. The 8th house rules energetic contracts. So on a more positive note, maybe this is a powerful time for you to make an energetic contract with someone, to manifest that energetic contract. So it could be like literally signing a contract, or, you know, taking a loan out. This would be a powerful new moon for you to manifest something through debt, which sounds weird, but oftentimes the things we want, we, at least in our current society, go into debt for, right? So that could be part of what you're manifesting. Or it could be like you are making a commitment or a contract to someone else around this new moon, and that's part of what you're manifesting. Now, that's where fear and doubt can come in, right? Like it can be scary to be like, okay, I'm committing to, let's just use the example of a new car. You know, I'm committing to this $30,000 car, and I'm, you know, it's going to go on my credit, and I'm going to commit to the next 5 years of paying this car off. It's still an exciting time. You're still manifesting something beautiful and big, but it could bring up some fears or like limiting beliefs, like, will I always be able to pay for this car over the next 5 years? Do you see what I'm saying? So there is a little bit of scariness that can come up around this new moon, but you trust that you're being taken care of and that it's all going to work out, and maybe be willing to dive deep and commit to something really big. Aries risings. Beautiful, beautiful new moon for you. It's all about expansion, travel, enroll in a new course, go on an adventure. This new moon is moving into your 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius. And so it's all about the Sag vibes for you. Fire signs are going to love the current energy from this new moon. There are plenty of growth opportunities. It might feel like there's an abundance of growth opportunities if you're an Aries rising. It's like, do this or try this, or here's this adventure you could go on. It's like whatever opportunity you want right now is available to you. All you have to do is say yes. Might even feel overwhelming. It might feel like there's so much opportunity out there. So maybe slow down if you're an Aries rising. That's not really in your wheelhouse, but you might want to get a little bit more intentional about like, okay, what do I really want to say yes to? But there are plenty of opportunities being presented to you, which is a beautiful, beautiful position to be in. And if you're an Aries rising, I probably don't have to tell you that it's okay to be spontaneous. You're probably someone who likes to dive headfirst into things. So yeah, lots of expansion. For you Aries risings, I would also say put emphasis on being generous, on sharing. The 9th house is also about sharing with others. So maybe this is a powerful time for you to share some wisdom you have or some knowledge you gained through the eclipses, through Scorpio season. You might be surprised by how much someone else on the other end of that conversation needed that wisdom or needed to hear what you have to say. So to be an Aries rising right now, this 9th house transit is just chef's kiss, amazing. All the expansion, all the opportunity, all the good vibes for you. Pisces risings. The Sagittarius new moon could bring a promotion or advancement in your career. This new moon is moving into your 10th house, which is all about our long-term goals in our career. So take a moment to revisit those long-term goals. Have they changed? Have they changed? They might have, especially with this intense eclipse portal that we just came out of. But if you're in alignment with your long-term goals, if you know what you want, they could manifest faster than you think under this new moon, especially if it's like a current job and you're wanting recognition or a promotion. Visualize that, hold that vision, like you going back to work probably on Monday morning, I'm assuming at this point, if you live in the US at least, and envision your boss like calling you into their office and being like, you've been doing a great job, here's a Christmas bonus, or we're going to give you a promotion or whatever. It's highly, highly possible if you're a Pisces rising that your career will be taken to the next level this Sagittarius season. So believe it in order to receive it. All right, last two, Aquarius risings. This new moon is in your 11th house, a house you're very familiar with and comfortable in. Aquarius risings, your network is likely going to grow this Sagittarius season. The 11th house is all about our network, our friendships, our community. So if you're looking for a new crew, if you're looking for a new group of people, call in new connections, and they will come to you this Sagittarius season. It's the time of the year when we're all more social, we're all more outgoing, right? So call it in and be open to connection. Set intentions about the kind of people you want to surround yourself with. Really envision, like, what do I want my community to look like? How do I want to feel around my group of friends? And if you're not feeling that way currently, stay open again to other communities, other networks. That doesn't necessarily mean you've got to like cut ties with everybody else in your life, but it's a beautiful thing to have multiple groups of friends that serve different purposes, right? So stay open to new connections if you're an Aquarius rising, because this is a really powerful time to make new friendships or to gain a greater appreciation for your current community as well. It could be that you have this abundance that you're feeling in your current friendships. Like you might even feel like maybe you're not looking to make more friendships or meet a new community, but that you're just really feeling the abundance from your current friends. Like people reaching out and wanting to hang out around the holidays or grab coffee with you, or maybe you're doing a Friendsgiving or a holiday party and you're just feeling a lot of abundance in your network, in your community. Be in appreciation of that. And something that I've been doing, although I'm not an Aquarius rising, is just really looking back on the past, who I was 2 years ago, and being like, if only that version of me could see the group of friends I have now, the group I was calling in. So sometimes it's a long game. But setting intentions around the kind of people you want to surround yourself with is going to help manifest. And maybe you're not trying to manifest new friends, but your community is your wealth, right? There is great power in the people you surround yourself with. In fact, I just saw someone post about a Harvard study today that said the one thing that contributed to people's happiness overall was not money, it was not love or relationships, it was community. So recognize that community is abundance, and be in that abundance mindset, that gratitude mindset of the people you already have in your life, and you'll likely start calling in even more of those kind of people. Okay, last but certainly not least, Capricorn risings. Abundance is waiting. Abundance is here. But first, you got to let go of control. Capricorn risings, you've got to surrender. You've got to surrender to that plan greater than your understanding. Let go of what you think the journey to abundance should look like. And remember, you're not in control. You're not in control. Have faith. Everything is working out in your favor. And surrendering, releasing with this new moon moving into your 12th house can open you up to greater abundance than you might even think possible. There's a lot of magic associated with the 12th house. So this new moon is asking you to believe in magic. Sure, you're practical, you're ruled by Saturn. If you're a Capricorn rising, you're like, I got to see it to believe it. But I challenge you under this Sagittarius new moon to believe in magic, believe in what is possible, and surrender your timeline, surrender your very carefully laid out plan to get to where you want to go, and just be open. Be open. There's a lot of healing as well that can come from letting go of control and just trusting in a higher power, trusting that it's all going to work out, trusting that you're taken care of. That's where the abundance lies for you if you're a Capricorn rising. All right. And those are all 12 signs. So if you missed yours, if you joined late, I will go ahead after this live stream is over and put markers on the timeline so you can come back to your sign or share it with a friend. They can jump right to their horoscope. And it's going to be a long video, so I like to include markers on these longies. Okay, let's finish up with today's affirmation, and that is, I am optimistic about my future. We can all be a little more optimistic today under the Sagittarius new moon. And maybe not even I'm optimistic about my future, but I'm just optimistic in general. I'm optimistic about the present moment. I'm optimistic about where we're going as a human race. It might feel a little hard to hear that. It was a little hard to say that. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm leaning into optimism and trusting that all the hardships happening in the world, all the hardships happening individually, collectively, are happening for a reason. They're here to help us in our rise. So I'm optimistic about the future. I know that there's a plan greater than we can see right now, and that everything is working out for our highest good. You are so welcome, Rachel. So helpful. Gave me some insight of what I want to manifest. So much in the works right now. Yes, I feel that. My toxic optimism is refreshing. I told you it was kind of hard to say that. The world is going through some transformation, but we're collectively coming out of a very transformative season. This is the time to reap the benefits, reap the rewards of that darkness that we just walked through. Elise says, geez, I want to believe you. I believe money comes from... Okay, well, this is a little dark. Something squandered all of my optimism except for what I have left to live on, and I wish you were to be right. I pray that you are. You know what, Elise? I see you as abundant. It is totally normal to have fears around money. I get it. I totally get it. It's been a year since I quit my steady job, and that comes up for me all the time. But I recognize that I am so much more fortunate than like 99% of people who live on Earth. I have a roof over my head. I have heat in my house that I was able to get this year. I have food in my stomach. I have food in my fridge. I am abundant in so many more ways than just the amount of money in my bank account. So yes, take some of my smile. There you go. And know that I see you as abundant. Abundance is coming to you, and I'm optimistic about your future just as much as I am optimistic about mine. All right, let's finish up our episode today with a card pull. I'm going to pull from the Cosmic Dancer Oracle deck. Feels like a Cosmic Dancer kind of day, you know? Oh, this deck got kind of funky. I was not the last person to use it, apparently, but that's okay. I always put selenite on top of my decks to clear them because sometimes I take these to events and let other people pull from them, but we're just going to do a smack. That's what one of my friends taught me. If you want to clear the deck, you smack it. And so sometimes I do that with a crystal just to give it a little extra clearing. Aw, how sweet. Sending you all the abundance, Elise. And you know, we're all just human. We're all just trying to figure things out. Oh, I mean literal happiness, not money. I got plenty of money. Well, then you got more than a lot of people in the world, you know? And maybe tapping into that giving energy of Sagittarius could bring some happiness. I don't know about you, but I feel really good after I have given back to others or helped other people in some way. Sometimes I feel like it's almost selfish, like giving to someone on the street. And I'm like, ooh, that felt really good, you know? And then I'm like, did I do that for the right reasons? But of course, you know, making sure your heart is in the right place. But volunteering, giving back, you might make a new connection. I'm not sure what your rising sign is, but you might make a new connection that brings happiness into your life. Happiness is a choice, is what I've learned. It's not always the easiest choice to make, and it's not always a possible choice to make, but I see you as happy and I see you as abundant in all the ways. All the ways. Yes, let's dance into this abundance. I think it'll be a dance party tonight at my house. Yes, I love that. I love that. And by the way, we're a half hour away from this new moon right now, so it might be an early dance for those of us on the West Coast. I guess it's already nighttime where you are, Rachel. Yes, at least you'd get some good karma out of it, right? Giving back, sharing our abundance with people who are in need of it right now. Because when we're in need of it, I hope that someone more fortunate than me will help me out too. Okay. Let's see what message needs to come through. So if you're joining me live or if you're finding this video later, let's all just take a nice deep breath together. The deepest breath each of us has taken all day long. Here we go. Breathing in. And release it. What do we need to know? Be present is the card that came through. Card number 23. And of course, today is the 23rd. So that seems like a synchronicity already. And it just says, be present. Okay, let's find out what the full message is for us. Be present. You are alive within the great field of unified consciousness. And this great field of unified consciousness is alive within you. You are not separate from this field. It is you and you are it. At the truest and most authentic level, everything is perfect as it is now, just as everything is unfolding flawlessly and for your ultimate benefit. To the linear human mind, this presents a paradox. If it's already perfect, why should you take constructive action or draw upon your power to change your situation for the better? To the divine mind, with which you are inseparable, both can be true. It can all be perfect, and you can choose to create positive change. Your situation will immediately benefit when you come into true presence. This means accepting and allowing what is now in its entirety, including what takes place within and around you. You do not fight against it, and you do not tell stories about what it is, what it isn't, or what it should or shouldn't be? What thoughts or stories can you let go of to bring about a stronger feeling of peace? Breathe out the self-created stress of your mental constructs and come into simple, one-hearted, clear-minded presence. Widen your bandwidth beyond the limited view of reality that your ego mind has constructed to make it feel safe. Dissolve your sense of separation into the unified field of pure potentiality. There's a beautiful phrase in Kala Ripa Yuatu. It's an Indian form of martial arts that I probably butchered. And this phrase translates as when the body becomes all eyes. This describes the state of hypersensitivity and acute awareness you can experience when you merge with the world so that each cell in your body becomes like an eye, perceiving all the pulsating points of potential that comprise this kaleidoscopic reality. So then it tells you, this deck also always comes with a physical practice that you can do. And it just says to stand comfortably with your spine straight, your knees slightly bent, feet hip width apart. Take some deep breaths, come into a comfortable, natural rhythm with your breath. With each palm flat, hold your fingers tightly together so that your hands are like blades. So I don't know if you can see, but essentially it's going to be what this guy is doing on the card. While staring straight ahead, bring your left hand to hover a few inches in front of your belly. Keep the hand parallel to the earth with the palm facing up to the sky. Blah, blah, blah. Bring your right hand. So one hand over your belly, one hand over your heart, doing some nice deep breaths, holding this full body posture to breathe consciously while becoming aware of all your sense perceptions and the way every inch of your body is feeling. Your presence is a gift, not only to yourself, but to all other beings. It helps to bring everyone's awareness into resonance with the one awareness, also known as God, Goddess, Spirit, the cosmos. Step fully into the eternal now and become a clear reflection of the divine for others, a shining example of the cosmic dance. I love this. I love the message of it's already perfect, because wherever you're at right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. And it really comes back to that theme of gratitude, right? Giving thanks to what we already have. Everything we already have is perfect. It's exactly what we're supposed to have right now. And being in that energy of gratitude opens us up to more abundance. So gratitude is presence in my mind. Gratitude is taking those moments to say like, wow, look around. Right here in my body right now, I'm able to breathe easily. I am able to move my body freely. Like there is so much to be grateful for just being in my body in this moment. And from that place, we attract more positivity, right? So, and just a nice reminder to be present as we head into Thanksgiving, as we head into this busy season, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, all the shopping days, Cyber Monday, all the consumerism, right? To be present, to be grateful for our body, to be grateful for our mind, and to know that we're all connected in this shared experience together. I know I needed to hear that. I hope that it was a message that resonated with you too. I hope that you are feeling the abundance of this Sagittarius new moon that will be exact in just a few minutes. I am so grateful for each and every one of you along this journey with me. I know there's no coincidence that each of us is connected here. Yeah, such a great reminder, feeling so ungrounded, getting into nature today. That's another way to be present, right? To just go stand on the earth and kind of like what we talked about, giving an offering to the earth before manifesting anything, getting fully present, grounding. I saw someone posting a bunch about grounding today too. So you're the second person to mention this, and I'm thinking it's a message I need to hear. I need to go get my feet on the earth today. Rachel says, even though I miss my family, I am thankful to have my Friendsgiving with my fiance and friend. Yeah, and tomorrow is going to be fun cooking. How fun. And if you're in the same boat, if you're not able to be with family, or maybe you live in a part of the country or of the world where you're far from family and friends, know that we in this community, we all love you, and we're sending you so much love and abundance this Thanksgiving, this holiday season. You're welcome here to connect with us anytime. this has become a family in itself. And again, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Transits today. Some quick housekeeping. I know I mentioned this, but you guys know I really hate selling things, but this is the lowest price that this course will ever be. It's $88 through the end of the week, transit tracking. So it's a great way to become your own astrologer, to figure out how the current transits are affecting you on a daily basis. And this isn't selling anything, but I'll go ahead and post on my Instagram so you can just follow me here. Last year on Thanksgiving, I did a full episode all about the history of Thanksgiving using astrology. I know I'm going to go back and watch it because it's really wild to look back at what transits were playing out the very first Thanksgiving in the United States and to compare them to the current transits. I think in that episode I talk about last year's transits, but you know that we're working with the Sagittarius new moon this Thanksgiving, and it's a fun little history through astrology. So I think if you just search spiritual journalist Thanksgiving, let's see if that pops up. It does not, but some other spiritual journalist posted something in 2013. That's not me, but I will post a link through my Instagram if you're curious about that. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your Wednesday, a beautiful Thanksgiving. I will most likely pop on really quick tomorrow morning to talk about the transits, but we're just going with the flow. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. I'll post it to Instagram. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I probably will. Let's be honest. I can't stay away. Either way, I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving if I don't see you. And until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.